we are taking a look at the Ikea hydroponics kit. There will be some videos of my cats, but overall we'll try to test Ikea hydroponic kit for growing indoor lettuce and radishes. So they also have these small pieces of rock wool, which is practical. I mean, it's nicely cut, but you see some pieces are not even so nicely cut. And overall it's just too expensive. This is great for beginners, but this is just too expensive. You can buy a block of rock wool that's much cheaper, and you can then cut it in bigger pieces, which is great for radishes because they need actually more space. But nobody expected probably to try and grow radishes in this setup. As for the fertilizer, well, I didn't need one as well, but I want to test it. I mean, it's from Sweden, right? So it must be pretty good, and I expected it to be pretty well balanced because it's used for hydroponics and different kinds of plants. So it gave me a nice comparison with mine fertilizers. Now, I lost a video where I'm showing how to grow a plant from the seeds, but basically you take the seed, you put it in a rock wool, you add water, and the plant will grow in a few days. Once it's grown, you add some rocks. Ikea has their own version. However, I already had these nice white rocks that I wanted to use. They are also used for keeping the water levels, and like I said, the color is much nicer for me. This is the final setup, and I'm very satisfied because it looks nice. I think it's great for beginners to try hydroponics. I have lettuce and radishes here. I mean, for beginners, I think it's a great way to start with lettuce. It grows fast and it's actually very easy to grow. You can't overwater it that easily. And here you also have a simple way how to add water and how to check the water level. Now this is the same, just under the lights. You can also see the small scale on the right. It will show you how much water there is. The water level should be between minimum and maximum as expected. I'm keeping it at minimum since I have radishes, and if you overwater them, and this is hydroponics, so if you overwater them, they will start to split. And even at minimum levels, the roots are already touching the water, so that will never be an issue. And here we have the lights. Now this one is a cheap Chinese lamp that will probably burn my apartment one day. I saw a review from one guy that's in prison, and he said it's not a good lamp. So yeah, I think I should replace it. But for now, it seems that plants are loving it. This is Ikea growing light, and it's 10 watts compared to the 40 watts on the right. So this is really small wattage, and so the power consumption is really small. This one is like 6 watts. It looked nice, so I ordered that over the internet because I just wanted to test it. This one is good like for one plant. This Ikea light is also used for the one plant, but I realized it's really good in this setup. I actually ordered much more later on, so I'm now having a bunch of these because the plants seem to love it. Now this is the progress after a few days. We can see that some of them have started to grow really nice. Some of them not as much, but yeah, it happens. You can't really change that. here we have even better progress after 10 days. So once again you can see some of them are growing better, some not so much, and one in the corner, it seems it will never recover. Now this is a nice progress. I also bought some new lights. The radishes are growing nicely, however some of them are turning yellow. There's a number of reasons why that could be happening, even though I was very careful with the water levels, with the fertilizer and the pH, but you can never tell. The one in the corner really doesn't have the best time, so that one should be replaced with something else. So here I already decided to take one out, the biggest one, the biggest radish, to see how it is progressing. Well, you can see the details of the growth. It's progressing nicely. The lettuce has really started to grow, and yeah, soon there will be something to eat. So the weather was starting to be really good, so I decided to take them outside instead of having them in the clothes under the lights. I also replanted some of them. You can see on the right there are new seedlings. Overall it is progressing really nicely. I'm really happy with the lettuce. Now this is our final result. I bet you haven't seen a radish this small, but it does taste okay. It seems my cat is not crazy about radishes. Who would have guessed? Marie, come on, do a trick, do something. Yeah, that's a trick.